Hi everyone, and welcome to How Good's Footy in Asia, AFL Asia's official podcast. I'm your co-host Matty Gale over in Osaka, Japan. Also joining me is Billy Bang Bang Krang over in Saigon in Vietnam. And today our special guest for episode 16, all the way from Pakistan, is Inam Haq. Inam,
Hi,
how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you both?
Yeah, good, thank you. You know, relation to the famous Pakistani cricketer Inzamam ul Haq, are you?
Inzi.
Yes, I know. And he's my
Where are you?
ideal.
Sorry, he's your relative.
Yes. No, he's my ideal.
Ah, your idol. Okay. Um, Firstly, Bill, over to you. How's the weather over in Saigon at the moment? In Osaka, we're getting down to the mid-teens, so I like this time of year. It's a bit cooler. I don't have to sweat 24/7, so it's about coolish 16 degrees here today. How's things over in Saigon?
No, it's all sweat here. But I was just up the coast for the weekend and
Yeah.
chasing some storms, trying to get some waves, and we got stuck up there. I only just got back last night. The train lines are underwater, and so that was a bit of a change of scenery for me. Probably 15 degrees up there, but not too bad. Anyway, we made it out. Took us 60 hours to get home, just in time for this.
Right. Where exactly are you based in Pakistan today, and how's the weather?
I'm based from Rawalpindi, Pakistan, which is near city of capital city of Pakistan. And weather is too cold here.
Really?
Winter starts here now.
Okay. Just for those listeners, it's currently 2:30 ish in Osaka, 4:30 in Melbourne. I believe it's
Okay.
2:30 in Vietnam and
And here is
10:30.
10:35. 10:35.
10:30. So there's a fair gap between all of the standard times across the Ocean Pacific and Asia. So we'll get underway. Bill, you can open the batting this afternoon. Over to you.
Yep. Okay. Can you tell me where did you grow up, and how would you describe your early years?
Thank you, Bill. I was born in a small village in Pakistan, and my father was in the army. That's why I am will lived in different cities of Pakistan. Uh, my father is a sportsman, so he raised me up as a sportsman. He never forbade me to play games.
Yeah.
In 2004, we moved to Rawalpindi, and there after that I lived in here. I grew up here and play games here.
So what type of sports were you playing?
I'm playing. First of all, I'm playing football, soccer,
Yep.
and after that I'm playing cricket. Uh,
Yep.
Cricket is most popular game in Pakistan.
Yep.
Okay, but uh, I'm a good all-rounder in cricket. That's why a club offered me to play for them. But I was so young, so
Mm.
my father did not send me to them. And after that, in from 2014, I started Australian football. Since now, since from I played Australian football, badminton, cricket, and baseball. But professionally, I also only played football and Australian football.
Yep. Um, so with the cricket in Pakistan, how how um how strong is the obsession with the Pakistani people?
Okay. All I can say, obsession of Pakistan, common people of Pakistan, that uh, a man who does not know any game of Pakistan, but he knows about cricket, cricket match when and how the time is of match, and a 5 years young baby who does not know anything about game, but he can play cricket.
Wow. So can I ask one more question on that? With
Yes.
the last, I think it's almost 2 decades without the international cricket in Pakistan. Has it affected the passion of the people, or they just watch on TV now the national team and still have the local cricket?
No, it does not affect on cricket
Wow.
obsession of Pakistan. People can watch on TVs, and uh, they can not watch live, but they can watch on TV in homes.
Yep.
Yes,
So, wow, great.
I grew up loved watching Pakistan play Australia and the West
Yeah.
Indies back in the 80s. And I really loved watching Javed Miandad and Imran Khan and Wasim Akram. And I remember vividly 1987, I was 9 years old. I was at the Adelaide Oval and Wasim Akram hit a straight six onto the banks of the famous Adelaide Oval under the scoreboard there on the grass. It was just an impressive hit. It would have gone 100, 110, 115 metres. But there's some magnificent cricketers over the years. Who are some of your favourites? You mentioned Inzamam or Huck before. Who's some of your favourite Pakistani cricketers and international cricketers as well, for that matter?
my favorite cricketer from Pakistan. First of all, in bowling, Shoaib Akhtar, who is fastest bowler of the world, and in all-rounder and batting, Shahid Afridi.
Oh, yeah, magnificent. Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty lucky to have a Shahid Afridi come out to Australia for our Big Bash.
Yes,
In the first couple of years, he was out there playing. We'll move along to some of the Pakistani heritage and culture and food stuff now. I'm a big fan of Pakistani curries, and I thankfully found a Pakistani curry house out in the mosque here in Osaka, and they had an all-you-could-eat curry house, and I absolutely loved it. We all know that curries are quite famous throughout the subcontinent, whether it be in Pakistan or India. What's some of the famous local cuisine that some people might not know about that are listening today?
foreigners can come to Pakistan and enjoy different dishes from Pakistan, like mutton kadahi, beef kadahi, uh, Karachi biryani, chapal kebab, many dishes you can enjoy. But if you can enjoy, you can come also came here too.
I do love a biryani. We all know that Pakistan is a very proud Muslim nation. What percentage of the population are Muslims, and how important is your Muslim faith to you personally in your own lifestyle?
95 to 98% of the Pakistani population of Pakistan is Muslim, and I am proud to be a Muslim. But in my opinion, it's good to be a good person.
Yeah, I agree. It shouldn't matter what religion or race you come from. Everyone should be treated equally, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. For those listeners out there, are you married? Do you have any children of your own?
Yes, I am married and I have two childs.
Okay.
I'm married from 2015.
Right. Yeah, I'm just about to come up to my 7 years of marriage. I wouldn't say it's completely bliss, boys, but it's been a good marriage so far.
Yes.
Just for those listeners out there or people watching today that are unaware of your background, what's your occupation in your job, and would you describe the average day of Inam or Huck?
I'm a police officer by profession.
Right.
Okay, but my department is fully supported me for games. In every day, 3 to 4 hours in a day, I play games, and rest of the time, I think for my club that how to do and what to do for my club, that my club is going better for future.
So it sounds like the average policeman in Rawalpindi doesn't have a lot of crime to deal with. Is that correct?
Yes, thank you. Thanks to Allah.
All right, Bill, we'll get over to footy now.
Yeah, 100%. It is good to hear that the crime's not getting in the way of focusing on the important things in life. Now, you mentioned already that you started playing AFL in 2014.
Yes.
Is that correct? Yeah. How did
Yes.
you start to play? How did you discover the game?
I'm basically a footballer, and
Yep.
football is uh, near to Australian football. But in 2014, my coach described me and convinced me to play Australian football. First time when I play for Australian football, I shocked, and I love to play Australian football because it is the game is that game is only for physical fitness, physical tough people, and I love to play that it game because it is combination of 5 to 6 games like football, basketball, cricket, kabaddi, rugby. That's why.
So yeah, you mentioned that you love the aspects of the game. What
Yes,
what's your favorite part of the game?
my
Which element you can't get in any other sport?
my favorite part of the game is tackling.
Okay.
I love I love this game like it's because it's a game of for physical tough people.
Yeah.
Yep.
You mentioned before it's a combination of different sports, and I totally agree with you because when I try and explain it to the average Japanese person who has no idea about Australian football, I just say Aussie rules or Australian football. They assume it's rugby, and I just say no, it's a little bit of rugby, it's a little bit of soccer, it's a little bit of
Yes,
basketball, it's a little bit of American football, all in its own game. And
yes,
you mentioned kabaddi before, and I didn't know that the Pakistanis played that game as well. Um, you mentioned earlier that you love tackling, and we saw a picture, one of the photos we put up on our AFL Asia Facebook to introduce you to the podcast and what was happening today.
yes.
You look like you really enjoyed that tackling aspect of it. What position do you play? And do you find that if you do come from a defensive position, do you find it easier to play in defence? Because in soccer, you sort of play in formations and attack from a counter-attacking position.
I'm played as a defender, but when my club needs and my team needs, I am playing as also as a midfielder.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
We can't gauge what weight and height you are, but what sort of size are you in centimetres and weight-wise?
Sorry, I can't understand.
So, how many centimetres are you, and what's your weight in kilograms?
My weight is 82 kg,
Okay.
82
And
kilograms.
6 foot, 183.
Yes, 5'8", 11 inches.
Okay. Oh, there you
Yes.
go. Um,
Perfect.
yeah, perfect sort of height, perfect in
Yep.
Asia.
Yep.
What is the hardest skill that you've had to try and perfect?
The hardest skill for Australian footballer is kicking, like banana kick, like everything about kicking, and also the marking. How can you mark on the other player from its shoulder?
Ah, hey, it's pretty
Yep.
advanced, mate. To say the hardest part's trying to take a hanger, take a mark on someone's shoulders because a lot of the players in Asia, that's not really natural to them. When you were playing soccer, what position did you play? Did you play as like in a defensive post, like what do they call it? Not fullback, not centre half back. What's the key defensive position in soccer? Is that the position you played, or were you a goalkeeper?
No, I am playing my club as a last stopper, defender, last stopper,
Ah, okay. Right,
who
you're right.
stop all attacks and
Yeah, okay. So you mentioned you like the tackling and the physicality side. Have you been taught much about the tactics of the game, about where to position and how to kick goals quicker than your other opposition?
yes, I love to play in and I love to kick in goals.
Okay. And the other thing I'll probably ask is when you're playing Australian football, when the opposition kick a point, do you kick the ball out from full back? Is that one of your roles?
Now I can pass it to my right wing and or left wing.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Back over to you, Bill.
Yeah. Muhammad Azam Pal has been he's been right behind you in the comments. And he's saying that AFL is the game for the people who like challenges in the playing field. He's also mentioned that you're doing fine in the podcast. So he's watching and he's
Uh,
impressed.
I can tell you that Mohammad Azam Pal is the first coach of Pakistan Australian Football League.
Really? So he's an
Yes.
icon of sport. Fantastic. Looks like Bill's frozen on the spot there, you know.
Yes.
I hope he comes back with us shortly.
I just lost the camera for a minute. Why do you think more and more Pakistanis are getting into Australian football? Oh,
Sorry, your camera is hanging.
yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got you.
Okay. Why do you think more and more Pakistanis are getting into playing Australian football?
I told you before that it's the game for physically tough people, and
Yeah.
I think that Pakistani people are most physically tough. They are. That's why they
Wow.
love
Yep.
to
Yep.
play Australian football.
Perfect. So hopefully we'll see some Pakistani-born.
You're dropping out there, Bill.
Still got us?
Yeah, you just come back. You dropped out again. Yeah, we've got you now.
Inam, can you hear us though? Your
Yes.
screen is still frozen.
Yes. Now
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yep. Participation for AFL in Pakistan was up 48% last year.
Yes.
How would you describe that growth? Where are the people coming from, and how many clubs are there? What are they? How are they coming to the game?
All this is happening from for our president AFL Pakistan Sardar Tariq Mahmood and General Secretary of Pakistan Chaudhry Zulfikar, because they organize tournaments for Australian football in all over Pakistan and created awareness among the people.
Okay, so tell us about the Tigers. Obviously, you're very passionate. We can see on your shirt and behind you.
Yes.
What's your role with the Tigers, and how is the club going?
I am captain and coach of Tigers from 2014. I'm coaching my team for Australian football, and I'm as a defender, playing as a defender. And now from November 2019, I make a girls team, and now I am coach of them also.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Just on that, is it true that you actually founded the club as well, Inam?
My club is in Rawalpindi, Pakistan.
Yeah, but you founded the actual Tigers club yourself?
Yes, I'm the founder of Tigers FC.
Wow.
So, for those people that are unaware, the Tigers FC not only play Australian football, they also play soccer as well. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, the Tigers FC also playing badminton, and in future we will be starting baseball.
Wow.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yes.
It sounds like some of the clubs we have in Australia, they develop basketball teams and cricket teams and obviously Aussie rules as well. So sounds like a very similar concept, which is impressive. You had the wonderful opportunity of representing Pakistan at the 2017 AFL International Cup.
Yes.
How would you describe representing your country on the big stage in Melbourne with Australia?
Yes, I represent Pakistan in IC17 Melbourne, but that feeling can express in the words, and that is why when I came back to Pakistan, I work harder for my club than ever before, so that my, the feelings that I have representing Pakistan can get as many as my players.
Yeah, that's terrific. Now, who did you play against when you played at the IC 17, and did you win any games?
We played against Germany, Japan, and Sri Lanka, one match, and against India we played two matches, and thanks to Allah we won both matches from against India.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, how did you go against my Japanese boys? Did they beat you, or did you come out okay?
Japanese are beat us on the last minute of game. They up and for only 1 point.
Oh,
Okay, all right. Now we spoke earlier about your Muslim religion and your faith. How important is it to have Pakistani role models playing in the AFL, such as Bashir Hooli and Adam Saad?
Yes, they are role model for us for Muslims. But in games, in my opinion, in games, no religion can stop you or can beat you in games. Your role model is from any religion of the world.
Yeah, terrific answer. Um, Now we spoke about AFL Pakistan having a massive growth of participation over the last 12 months, which has been absolutely tremendous, and we'll talk more about this in a minute. Given that there's been a huge increase in participation numbers in 2020, where do you see Pakistan, AFL in Pakistan in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think if AFL Australia and government of Pakistan supports us, uh, we are making our Pakistan team girls and boys, and in future uh, the progress is more better than let's say last 5 years. And we, if we participate in IC 21 or IC 22, if we participated, then we beat inshallah we beat all teams and we qualify for the second round.
Yeah, now that's terrific. Just looking at from an AFL and an AFL Asia vision here, I think one of the big differences between the subcontinent countries, where Pakistan is actually growing its numbers, Sri Lanka's been more having players based in Melbourne rather than their own backyard, and India has actually as well had a massive amount of growth. So it's fantastic to see the footy really growing on the
Yes.
subcontinent, and in particular in Pakistan. Bill, I'm glad that you're back with us. I just want to fire away one more question to Inam. Inam, you spoke
gee
about,
whiz. Where have I been?
yeah, you've been missing in action, but that's okay. At least you're back just about in time for the tribal sports talks. But Inam, how many teams is there in Pakistan?
There
And
are eight
hey,
clubs in
you're obviously in Rawalpindi. Is there teams in Lahore and Islamabad as well?
Yes, there are eight clubs in Pakistan. In Rawalpindi, Tigers SC, and Islamabad KPK Panthers. And from Lahore, Gujranwala, Karachi, Multan, there are eight clubs. Now we are going to start in Faisalabad, Peshawar, in many other cities.
Terrific. And how many women's teams do you have?
Yes, we have four clubs for women.
Terrific. And they're all spread out over Pakistan, or are they just based in Rawalpindi?
Just played in Gujranwala for one club, and Islamabad and Rawalpindi two clubs, and Multan. Multan have one club for women. We played a league, women's league in Ma- March, March 2020. But COVID, they postponed because of COVID-19, and the final is postponed. We Inshallah, we soon we will play the final of the league, and Tigers FC and Islamabad Queens are in the finals of that league.
Okay. Just one more question about AFL in Pakistan. Do you have, like in Asia, we have the Asian Championships. Do you have a national championship played in
Yes,
Pakistan? And when is that normally played?
we played 5 national championships of Pakistan,
Really?
and we are 4 times national champion of Pakistan. And in 2019,
Wow.
we are runners up for national championship.
Wow.
And national championship happening in uh, every year in Pakistan.
Does it happen in a particular month of the year? In Asia, we have our annual Asian Championships usually in either October or August. And when do you have your national championships in Pakistan?
In Pakistan, we are playing national championship in November and December. But now, because of COVID-19, it is not happening.
Yeah. And have you ever had any in Asia ourselves? We've had 2 women's AFLW Asian Championships. Have you had any women's national championships yet?
No, still not. But in future, we soon have do a league for women's national
Yeah.
league.
That'd be terrific because you've had 139% increase in female active participants this year. So it'd be brilliant if you could get one of those going next year and onwards. Now it comes to the time of our podcast where we introduce Bill and the tribal sport friendly fire round. These are going to
Can
be
I
some
just
questions that you probably
can I
know
throw one
about.
in from the Can I throw one in from the audience first?
Sure. Any from the pavilion, please.
So we've got one of the legends of AFL Asia, former president Big Grant Keys, watching from Canberra in Australia, and he would like to know just what is the structure of AFL Pakistan now, especially the administrative side of it. I actually don't know if you guys covered this in the last few minutes.
No.
But yeah, so Keezy would like to know. He said there were some difficulties with the administration in the early days. How is it now?
Now the structure of AFL Pakistan is too good. Our president Sardar Tariq and our general secretary Chaudhry Zulfikar is more helping for us. In past, bad stories and bad moments are with us.
Okay, that's great to hear that it's all going in the right direction now. There's so many other comments today. People are just really supporting you on the podcast. You can check them on Facebook later because there's too many for me to pop up. But there's just people getting behind you. So there's a really good vibe coming out of the Pakistani football circles. They're really enjoying the podcast today. So that's great. Sorry, Matty, get on with the tribal talks.
No, that's fine. Is there we can imagine that I'm just trying to paint a picture here, but it sounds like he's got a bit of a legendary following, our mate Imran here.
Yeah, everybody's watching and they're loving it. So good, keep it up. Sorry. Appreciating your services for the Tigers. You'll be able to see all of these after the podcast. They come to the Facebook comments, but it's really great to see. Everybody's loving the podcast. So great job.
I must say thank you for all of them, and thank you both of you.
No, you're more than welcome.
Just one thing before we do start the tribal sports friendly fire round. We tried to tag you in on the last few posts that we've been focusing on AFL Pakistan and your good self. But to try and tag in your name is very difficult because it seems like there's about 15 or Huck Facebook pages. And it didn't actually come up with you as a person. And I know that you've actually got 2 Inam or Huck Facebook pages yourself, but we just couldn't quite find you amongst all the Inam or Huck Facebook pages. So it sounds like, one, you're a very famous person, and 2, you're a very famous name. in Pakistani circles. So it's really it's been wonderful having you so far. Bill, we'll throw it over to you now for the Tribal Sports Friendly Fire Round. For David Lake and the crew at Tribal Sports, thank you very much for your support for the past few years. And then you and your club are looking for some new apparel for your club for season 2021. Hit Lakey up and the boys there and the crew at family-run business. Brilliant operators based out of Brisbane for all your club's garment and accessories and needs. So over to you, Bill.
Okay. So first question, Inam, is do you have any nicknames, either around the football club or family?
Yes, my nickname is Nomi or Nami.
Okay.
Yes.
Any explanation behind that, or
No, it's
Nami
a
just yep.
short word of Inam
Yep.
and Nomi.
Okay. It's almost this. Yeah.
Just while you're there, I just want to. Sorry to butt you out there, Bill, but
Yep.
Nomi in Japanese means drink, and
Oh,
Nomi Hodai means all you can drink. So Nomi, I just had to get it in there. Thank you.
okay. Thank you. Inshallah,
Now, oh,
sorry. Inshallah, we'll meet you soon in Asia Cup or IC21. See you soon.
yeah. So what clubs have you played for in AFL? You've played for the Tigers and obviously the Pakistani national team. Have you played for any other AFL clubs?
No, I only played
Okay.
for Tigers, and my love and my all things are for Tigers.
Okay. You mentioned that you play in defence or on the ball in the middle when the team needs. What's your favourite position to play?
My
If you can
favorite
play
position
anywhere.
is that playing as a defender.
Okay, great. What number do you wear?
I wear always number 5.
Number 5. Any reason?
No, I love number 5, and from age of 16, I wear always number 5.
Okay, no Gary Ablett or who are your best teammates that you have played with?
My best teammate in Australian football is Ali, my
Yep.
brother Hassan, and Tahir.
Okay. Now this one a
And
bit more.
I must mention Mohammad Ramiz. He
Okay.
came from Gujarat for Tigers, playing in Tigers.
Okay. Came
Yes.
across. And who are your most annoying teammates?
It's a difficult
No,
question.
they're not watching. Don't worry.
My annoying teammate is Malik Moid.
Great. You can talk to him at training next week.
Yeah.
Who is the most difficult opponent? Maybe you can tell us the most difficult team to play against in Pakistan,
Yes.
and also the most
Yes.
difficult team that you played in the International Cup.
In Pakistan, more difficult opponents are KPK Panthers, who are
Yeah.
the winners of last national championship.
Okay.
Yes, and in IC17, the most difficult opponents for Pakistan Shaheens are Germans.
Yeah. Strong team. What's your favorite meal to eat?
Yes, sorry.
Favorite meal. What is your favorite
Okay.
food to eat?
I told you before that my favorite meal is beef kadahi.
Okay.
Yes.
Now this one is difficult, but if you can invite any 4 people to a dinner,
Yes.
who would you
Yes.
invite?
First of all, I want to eat dinner with my family,
Yep.
and other than family,
Yeah.
Ali, Ahsan, and Faizan.
Okay, great. Great.
and
Not
fourth
sure
of
about
them
that.
are Adnan Hatak.
Okay. And what's the best footy trip that you've ever been on? Maybe you travel for the game inside Pakistan, or
Sorry,
obviously
broadcast
the.
is
I think you might have dropped out there.
Are you there again? Are you there, Inam?
uh,
Yeah, he's back.
sorry, your voice and video was paused.
Okay. What's your best ever footy trip? Can you hear me?
Double video interpret.
Okay. Um. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
What
I'm
what would
listening
be
you.
what would be three things that people don't know about you?
Still semi-frozen. I reckon
Yeah.
I'm the only one that hasn't frozen out of this podcast.
I can't
Yeah.
listen you, Bill.
Yeah. Maddie, do you want to ask those last couple of questions and then we'll go from there?
Yeah, I'm not actually.
Yes, now I can hear you.
You can hear us now.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go for one more. What would be three things that people don't know about you? They will be surprised.
Yeah, he's definitely frozen.
Whew.
That's all right. I'm happy with what we've spoken about with Inam. He's been absolutely magnificent. For those
Yep.
still today,
Yep.
we've really enjoyed our chat with Inam, and I think it's really important over the next 12 months that we really build a strong connection with AFL Pakistan. He's back. Inam's back.
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, we'll go back through the last couple of questions, Bill.
Okay.
Footy trip and the three things.
Okay. What's your favorite ever footy trip?
My favorite ever footy trip is for SC17 Melbourne,
Yeah.
and
It's
after it for AFL Pakistan in Multan.
Okay. Why is that?
Yes. For AFL Pakistan, and it's too amazing, and if Multan's people are too good.
Oh, really? Great.
Yes,
And what would be three things that people wouldn't know about you? They will be surprised to hear.
the three things I do anything for my family,
Okay.
uh, because I can't see them in trouble,
Yep.
and I can do anything for my club.
Yeah.
Tigers FC is my dream, and Tigers FC is my
Wow.
possession. In all things are my Tiger.
Yep. And
Yep.
one more? No.
Yes.
Those
You go.
those two things I already can guess just from speaking to you for 45 minutes. Now, how do you see the future of AFL Asia? Can be in Pakistan, or you can even discuss about all of Asia. I think you have a really unique view of the sport.
AFL in Asia is too good for future. We hope we are represent Pakistan in AFL Asia's next championships, and we can beat all teams, inshallah.
That's sensational. Just a couple for me, and before we do wrap things up, what sort of distance do you have to travel for games in Pakistan? So let's just go to the national championships. Where are they held, and what's the travelling distance from Rawalpindi?
From Rawalpindi to Multan, it's 700 to 800 kilometer.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you go by bus or aeroplane?
by bus.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
And is the national championship held there every year, or is it changed to Karachi or Lahore?
No, it's happening in Multan and Islamabad. In future, it's maybe it's happening in Karachi or Peshawar.
Okay. All right. We've really enjoyed the chat with you today, and I think it's a real prime opportunity for AFL Asia and its associated clubs to put our arms around AFL Pakistan and make them more a part of our AFL Asia family. And we look forward to seeing you and the Pakistani footballers heading over to our way for an Asian Championships in the future. And I know Simon Highfield and I and the AFL Asia Advisory Board are looking forward to working more closely with you guys in the future and really rewarding the outstanding efforts you guys have done this year. It's been a 91% increase in overall participation in active participants between 2019 and 2020 and a 139% increase in female footballers. So the future is really bright in AFL Pakistan. And I think one of the things that we can do as well is we can really improve the image of how life in Pakistan is. I think a lot of people are still scared of what's happened in the past, and I know the future is a lot more brighter as a nation. I watch a lot of documentary videos that come out of people travelling in Pakistan and how safe it actually is, and I think that image needs to improve in the future, and we can do that through the vehicle which is known as AFL. So,
can I throw one more comment in, Maddie, before you close? Fits straight to what you're saying. I'm not sure where Marzio Dare is. You might know, Inam, but he said that him and whichever team he's connected to will be touring Pakistan again in 2022. They'll be playing cricket, but last time they had a footy training session with the Pakistani AFL at Shalimar Cricket Ground, Islamabad, and they're looking to do the same in 2022. So, I mean, that's a great sign. A tour to Pakistan would be something any club would obviously remember forever. That's a challenge probably for Ricky and the Indonesians.
Yes, Bill and Marzio, I was there in Shalimar Cricket Ground and in training. I am sending in his comment more pics, 2 or 3 pics for Shalimar Cricket Ground.
Fantastic.
Where did you say Marzio's from? Or do you know where Marzio's from? Which country? Don't think we got anything out of it. Okay, anything else from the pavilion, Bill, before we wrap things up? I think Bill might have frozen this time.
Yeah, I think we've run our internet dry. Marzio's from Perth. He's from Perth, just in case. Right. Fantastic, Marzio.
Yeah, that is brilliant. Bill, anything else from the pavilion before we wrap things up? I've really enjoyed the comments and the interaction with the pavilion today. Anything else coming out of there that we'd like to...
All good. It's a similar vibe. Everybody's saying thanks for your service, Inam. You're doing a great job, Inam. Really, really positive stuff. So you'll be able to read all those comments later, and it's really great to see from this end. And from me also, thanks for your time today. Fascinating to find out more, and I love seeing your passion for the Tigers, your country, and your family. Really inspiring stuff.
I'm always free for AFL and Tigers.
The priorities.
I know I'd love to get over there in and have a biryani with you and kicking a catch with the footy with the Tigers boys and girls for that matter. So thank you very much for joining us today. You've done yourself, your family, and Allah very, very proud. So thank you very much for joining us. It's been a brilliant podcast. And on behalf of AFL Asia, How Good's Footy in Asia's podcast, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Inam from Pakistan. Billy Bang Bang Krang, you're only going to get the 1 vote out of me today for your frozen.
Oh, it was tough.
Now, Inam's got the 3 and the 2 and the 1 to you, Bill. So thanks, everyone, for joining us. And we're hoping next week, we're a little bit uncertain, we may get one of the big draw cards out of AFL Asia Footy. We'll stay tuned for those details with more to come. We're going to try and get another couple of episodes in before the end of 2020. It's been a tough year for everyone, but please stay safe. And we'll catch up with you again soon. Thanks, Inam. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you. Thanks to both of you.
And you'll catch us again soon. Bye for now.